special assessment doesn't just cost you the amount that's on the bill. It can quietly knock thousands off your home's value, scare away buyers, and even complicate financing for whoever tries to buy from you. If you own in an HOA, this connection between assessments and resale is something that you really need to understand. Let's get into it. When people think about special assessments, they focus on the immediate sting, the lump sum bill. But there's a second, less obvious cost that can be even bigger, the effect on your home's marketability and the value. If you ever plan to sell, this matters a lot. Let's break down how this works. Start with the buyer's perspective. Informed buyers, and increasingly their agents, investigate the HOA before purchasing. They ask about reserves, dues history, and special assessments. When they discover a community with a recent or pending special assessment, it raises immediate concerns. It signals that that association may be financially unstable, that reserves are weak, and that more surprise bills could be coming. That perception alone can cool a buyer's interest or push them toward a different property. Then there's the direct financial hit. If there's a pending or announced special assessment when you sell, it becomes a negotiation point. Buyers will often expect the seller to pay it off at closing, or they'll fact it into a lower offer. Either way, it's coming out of your proceeds. And beyond the specific assessment, a community that's known for instability may simply command lower prices across the board because buyers price in the risk. Financing is another layer, and this one catches people off guard, especially in condos. Lenders evaluate the financial health of the association when approving a mortgage, not just the individual buyer. Weak reserves, ongoing special assessments, high delinquencies, or pending litigation can make an association fail to meet the lending guidelines. When that happens, buyers may struggle to get a conventional loan, which shrinks your pool of potential buyers to those paying cash or using other specialized financing. A smaller buyer pool means less competition and often a lower sale price. There's also the disclosure factor. In most places, sellers or the association must disclose known special assessments and certain financial information to buyers through the resale or estoppel process. So you generally can't hide a pending assessment. It's going to surface during the transaction. Trying to time a sale to dodge disclosure is risky, and it's often not possible. Now, let's connect this back to reserves, because it's all one story. A community with strong, well-funded reserves rarely faces special assessments, presents clean financials to buyers and lenders, and supports healthy resale values. A community with weak reserves does the opposite: frequent assessments, nervous buyers, financing hurdles, and downward pressure on the prices. The financial health of your association, in a real sense, part of your home's value. You can renovate your kitchen all you want, but a troubled HOA can still drag down what you're able to sell for. This is why the reserve conversation isn't just about avoiding a bill. It's about protecting your equity. When your board funds reserves responsibly and avoids the special assessment cycle, they're not just keeping dues predictable, they are protecting the resale value of every home in the community, including yours. So what should you do as an owner? First, understand that your association's financial health is tied to your home's value and pay attention accordingly. Second, if you're planning to sell, know your community situation ahead of time. The reserve status, any pending assessments so you're not blindsided during the transaction. And third, support responsible funding in your community, even when it means modest dues increases, because that stability is part of what protects your equity. For buyers watching this, the flip side is that a special assessment situation, disclosed honestly, can be a negotiation opportunity, but only if you understand what you're taking on and what it signals about the community's finances. The bottom line, special assessments cost more than the number on the invoice. They can follow you to the closing table and take a bite out of what your home is worth. Understanding that connection is one more reason healthy reserves matter to every single owner. For the full picture on reserves and assessments, watch other videos that I've got linked here, subscribe for more, and if your board wants to protect owners' equity by getting off the special assessment treadmill, that's precisely what I help you do at Aligned Impact. My name is Jay Boykin. There are links down below, and I'll see you next time in the next video.